Nhưng mà bây giờ chúng ta lưu ta so but the kingdom of heaven in Matthew, right? Matthew chapter 13, verse 44, right? Now you know that the kingdom of heaven is like a treasure hidden in a field. When a man found it, he hid it again, and then in his joy went and sold all he had and bought the field. You know, my message is going to be about this. It's going to be about this new creation. I think you go even in chair. I think you go even in chair. You go in how am I supposed to live my life if I want to be a brand new creation? You know, one thing I know, is this. One thing I know is this. As I look around, right, and I know that certain people out there, our hearts are hardened. We know that, man, maybe showing up is enough. But then there's something going on, and I know that I cannot say anything for you to open your heart. But I pray right now in this very moment that God will. But that you want to understand to be a time where you get to become vulnerable, where you get to understand what this means right here. The game chain, the kingdom of heaven is like a treasure, right? That you're going to find and you're going to sell. You're going to sell all you have to go and get it. Go and find that. To go and have that, because that's all you want. And I believe that as a new creation, that's what it means. We're doing it for that one purpose. Até muito aqui sala, se tem no nome, kunjeto ya jong, kunjeto ya ejir ya, não sei se ya jong chaplo, you want to ya kumo, you want to check, you I'm gonna get it, no matter what it costs, no matter what it takes. I want that. That's what it means to be a new creation. But the big thing in chair, it's time the bay, which go in them. But let me ask us, if we see them, is that what your life is like? As we do life, is that what's going on? Are we letting go of everything we have and we're like, man, Jesus, I found you. This is the greatest thing ever. And I'm going to give everything. I'm going to give it all up to follow you. And here's what I've come to realize, that the reason why most people, is because they haven't found anything worth it yet. Right? This Jesus that you hear about, is you're not interested in him enough. That's not good enough. He's not good enough to solve my problems. And I would have to say it's because we don't know the full, right? We don't know the fullness of who Jesus is. Like I said, growing up, right? Man, I tell everybody I've never heard of the gospel, but the truth is, I'm pretty sure my pastor has talked about the gospel. Especially, at that time, when you're in darkness, you cheat on, yeah, like Jesus says, let those who have ears hear. But during that time, right? And I'm thinking, man, my church, they're not a gospel-centered church. They never talk about Jesus. But then I see some of the people growing up around me, and they're like, what are you talking about, right? Like, yeah, it's always been a gospel-centered church, son. You've just grown up. You just allow God to punch you, right? So that you can see the gospel for what it truly is. And you know, and now you see the fullness of Christ, the fullness of God, and you are willing to trade everything up for it, and we are so happy for you. But there's so many people still in the church in Chitoko, right? There's just so many people who has not seen the fullness of who God is, of who He is. And I don't know which one they can go down the name, but I want to ask it again because it's such an important question. And then you got to where would you go? Would you make it to heaven? Such an important question. I want to ask you. Answer it, like, in your heart, but answer it confidently, right? I don't know, maybe, yes, I think so, right? Chỉ có tay số, right? Chúng tôi need to show you that, okay? Tay số mà chỉ sai. But I'm asking you right now, like, tay số is not enough, right? Maybe it's not enough. It's not a good answer. So you saying maybe you're going to go to heaven or hell? Like, come on, right? Maybe it's not a good answer. Tay số chỉ không sao. So my question is, if you were to go at this time, this very moment, something happens, boom, I don't know, a comet falls into our church, everybody in here dies, would you make it to heaven? Shaykh name. Would you make it to heaven? Right? And they think, don't many of us, if we were to be honest, right? Your base up, your item here, a high change it. That the man they just make it, right? They just có cái trong uống ta nói they just will chỉ trong những kinh nghiệm. Get there, oh, who, you know, which choice which is on the side, right? Bây giờ mình nhỏ là để chỉ làm phụ lưu, và thì nó tổ chức chỉ chơi với những ngày đó, là để phụ theo chỉ làm sao. And if this is your answer, if your answer is, man, I am not good enough. That no, I don't think I'll make it to heaven at this time, then you have missed the gospel. Thì có chỉ có câu trong mong rong. You có thấy hạt đẹp, thấy rồi, you có thấy hạt đẹp, nó có chỉ chỉ trong cái kinh trên, thì có chỉ có câu trong mong rong. That's why the gospel is the gospel, right? That's why it is good news, because some mong rong is not about you. Some mong rong chỉ có trong God, right? Some mong rong it's about Jesus. It's about who He is. It's about how good He is. And I feel like, this is something I've been wrestling with. I'm like, God, how do I tell people about You? Because I live in a world where everybody is trying so hard to earn your favor, where everybody is trying so hard to make it to heaven, and I'm like, what's the point of heaven without Jesus? What's there for me that you won't call Yexus? In church, I say this because I love you guys so much. I want us to be a church that understands the fullness of Christ, the fullness of the gospel. Because what are we doing? And the Tshiab we're going to do is going to be backward, right? It's going to be backward. I know many of us, maybe you love laws right now, right? They love law, like most people, even our parents, or even like, maybe our parents, like, they didn't know the gospel, so they kind of taught you backward. Like, they could you go eat want you to look up. But what we don't understand is, God already loves you. Want you to look color. Right? It has to go that way. God already loves you, and this is why you're going to choose to be a good person, because you know His love. Right? With your youth, I tell you this. I always tell them the same thing. I don't care about your cussing. I don't care if you go and you drink and you do all these things, because all these things don't matter to me. Because guess what? If I can tell you to stop drinking, to stop cussing, to stop doing these things, and once you stop, does that mean you truly know Jesus? It doesn't, right? It just means you stop the bad habit. But then if I can get you to change your heart, the fullness of God, the fullness of who Jesus is, Jesus will transform you Himself. I don't need to. Because you will have a reason, you will have a purpose, you will know why your life is transforming, right? And I tell people all the time, I don't cuss, not because it's a bad thing. But I don't cuss because my words, if I cuss, it does not glorify my God. And God is the only person I care about. Everybody at the club, don't think you do what you look up, right? Because I am his son, going into two. She's okay, everybody gets home. So I'm going to live my life the best so that people will feel much. And so church, I want to encourage us not to do this backward, right? We don't just tell them, hey, you need to do good, you need to do better or you're going to hell. Because if that is what we're preaching at home, that's what they're going to believe. And their lives are never going to be changed because they're never going to feel like they're good enough. They will never be good enough. They know that. And that they're going to grow up and somebody's always going to be better than them, no matter what. And in that moment, what are we going to do? Now, our son or daughter feels like they are nobodies. Because they couldn't do what you as a parent have told them to do, or you as a brother have told them to do or to be. They can't be that, and so now they just want to give up. Now they just want to end their life. And it's because we gave them an impossible task. And I say this because I love our church. Someone don't get there to its fullness. And every Sunday, I don't care if I preach the same sermon. I don't care if I preach about just the gospel until we get it, until we understand what the gospel means. Because if we don't understand this good news, is that even if me and my wife, we've got to a fight, even if, I have done something bad or I have said I've done wrong, why do you deserve to be here? Guess what my answer is going to be? That I do not deserve to be here, God. Right? Because of you, God, I am here. I deserve to be here because of you and what you've done through your son, Jesus, and how Jesus, for me, he's died for me so that I may be able to be with you. It's all about Jesus. So what I want us to know that. Because when we know that it is all about Jesus, that's only Jesus who we need to be focusing on, who we need to look at, because that's the end goal, right? I don't know if you guys think about it. What's the point of coming to church? Why do we come to church? Jesus, right? We come to church so that we can become more like Jesus. So that we can look at our brothers and sisters and be like, man, which one of these guys are acting like Jesus? I want to learn from him. I want to learn from her. Because Jesus, I want to be more like you. That's the end goal of a Christian. They want to live like Jesus. We want to be like Jesus. When it's all about Jesus, we're going to sell all we have. We're going to give everything out for his sake, for his cause. Right? Galatians 2:20, I died with Christ. And I've risen again. What does that mean to you? You're not going to fall into right? Because we say good news, good news, good news, but we need to be preaching good news. Right? Some of us, we're going to Thailand this December. We're going to Thailand this December, and we're going with the hopes that we're going to be able to teach people, right, about the gospel, that we're going to be able to give Jesus' message. But what are you going to give to them? Right, what are we going to give to them? Are we going to go over there and be like, hey man, you want to go to heaven, you got to live a better life. You can't do that. You know, you can't live like you live here. Or we're going to go and we share the true gospel. I think, man, I know life is hard. But don't worry. Because there's a Savior. Let me tell you about this shit. Let me tell you about this Jesus. And I believe that's the only way people, their lives are going to be transformed. I think a new creation, the only way we could be a new creation is through Jesus and Jesus alone. I don't care how good you are becoming, how better you are becoming, because that doesn't really matter. The only thing that matters is that if you know Jesus, that's the only thing that matters. You will become a new creation. Charles Spurgeon, somebody who I look up to. I read his stuff all the time. I look at him for insight all the time. Charles Spurgeon, he has a story about a new creation. He has a story about right? There's this pig. Alright, so we know about pigs. Right? Right? Kenya stuff, right? They like to eat like garbage stuff, like almost like rotten kind of stuff. They'll eat anything that's dirty, right? Pigs, they like dirty things, right? And it said if you had a fine steak in one hand, and como Kenya in the other hand, and como to the in the hand, but you're not live. Where's he gonna go? Right? To the Kenya, right? Then boy, you try for Kenya, you know Kenya, you sushi for steak. You don't know Kenya, but then if we have power, the same way God has power, right? And God transforms, and we'll get up to the board, turns into a human being. You put out the plate again. It's a steak, 32 ounce. Is that a lot? Right? 32 ounce ribeye, I don't know. Right? Or Kenya, what do you want? And that's not yet it's been transformed, right? New creation. That's not cycle steak, similar, right? That's what looks good, that's what looks pleasing, right? He's going to come and he's going to take the steak because he is a new creation. But what if he returns to the garbage? That's disgusting, isn't it? Oh, that's, right? Oh, did you pay her, right? You didn't all chew, you didn't Tyler. Ooh, no, that's rotten. Right? And if he does come and he takes from the garbage, he's going to be ashamed. If we're all watching him. He's going to go, oh, yeah, that's not what humans do. I forgot. Right? Everybody's looking at me. I have to, I shouldn't be taking that. I need to be taking a steak. That's what humans eat. You guys see the story of a new creation? Peopleบอกว่าtheyเป็นTshiabไปอยู่ตรงนี้ตรงนี้อาจจะอยากกู้อยากถอยเป็นเนี่ยนะถอยไปเนี่ยว่าเป็นลูกหนึ่งโตถอยก็ลูกหนึ่งลง when Jesus has transformed your life and you are a new creation you look at your old life and you're like man that's not me anymore that's the dead Isaiah that's the old Isaiah I no longer think that way I no longer desire that I desire what is good, what is true, what belongs to the Lord. But how are you living? People right? Do we go back to the old, to the garbage, to the way our life used to be, or do we look to God? Oh my God, this looks right. This looks better. And I'm going to go this way instead. I really do want to challenge us because I know, like, man, I give you guys the gospel. I give you guys grace, right? I give you guys this. Hold on to it. Hold on to the gospel. Hold on to grace. Hold on to that Jesus is going to love you, right? That Jesus will love you no matter what. But you have to also know that He did not die for you in vain, right? Because He wants your life to be transformed. And so if you are a new creation, you got to start seeing different things coming out of you. Right? You have to. Nobody needs to tell you you need to stop cussing. Nobody needs to tell you you need to stop being so mean. Right? Chỉ có chỉ mình lấy tiền là hẳn qua thì có chỉ tụi mình chọn. Because có the king of the people. Mama, right? Có king of the people should do like that. Make a change in chọn. Right? So yeah, what you doing? And I need to stop it. And I need to change. I need to live my life differently. Because everything I do, it reflects my God. Right? So nobody told me to stop cussing. You told me how to do that. I said, you need to stop cussing. Right? Ever since my life didn't change, I came to know Jesus. It was hard. It wasn't like, boom, I just stopped cussing, right? It took time, and I had to learn from my mistake. I said, man, why do you pay? In front of Dini, everybody's looking at me like, oh, I thought you were a Christian. Right? Oh, I thought this guy was a Christian. Like, yeah, you all beat something. Oh, you know what? You're right. I'm not supposed to live my life like that. I'm supposed to be an encourager. My words, right? You're supposed to encourage. Bring life, not death. And so my life begins to change. And I'm asking you to look at your life, self-evaluate yourself, right? Like, you have this self-evaluation of how am I living? Am I really a new creation? Am I transformed? Have I really found this treasure that I'm willing to sell everything for, that I'm willing to give everything up for? Nếu nó có chia vào tàu giải rong chặt lờ con lúc này, thì có cảm một sự giàu con lúc này cho change for this one thing, for this Jesus. So I think that's the most important thing of all. Because I don't want us to be a church that comes here worship mindlessly where we don't know what we're doing here. Man, this past week has probably been one of the busiest week for me, but like one of the best weeks for me. It's almost as if, I'm running around, I'm super tired, I'm like preparing all these sermons, all these things, I'm doing all these things, but I'm like, God, it feels great. Because I'm in your presence. I feel like I might be like physically tired, but man, where my mind is at, my heart just begins to break. Begins to break for everybody I encounter. Everybody I encounter. Every phone call, every conversation, everybody I play games with, right? Everybody, I'm like, man, brother, do you know if you're saved? This week has been that kind of week, And everybody's been giving me the same answer, saying like, I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to heaven right now. And my heart breaks because I'm like, brother, because maybe you don't know the gospel for what it is. And it's not your fault, right? Maybe this is the time that God is going to open your heart right now, and He's going to allow you to know the gospel. And not what your parents have told you in the past. Right? It's not about right? It's about do you know Jesus? These conversations this week that I've had with all these people, my heart just breaks because I'm like, man, do you know Jesus? Because if you know Jesus, you wouldn't be in this situation where you feel like you're useless, like you're helpless, because, man, I feel like that all the time. But thanks be to God, right, that my faith is in Jesus. That Jesus is the one who gives me peace. And you know what's funny? You usually, right, the thing like you don't tell you and you keep maybe keep that. And man, but did you both why do they say me how they talk to did you both right? But yeah, I did a little pay and it's so funny because like man, I heard certain things about my past, about what I've done in the past, and like I was like, man. Right? Because they knew what was going on in my heart. It was 10 times worse than that, right? I think the things I've done has been 10 times, maybe even 100 times worse than that. And so thank you for saying such nice things about me. But all of this doesn't come easy, right? It's not just out of nowhere you begin to think like this, but then it's when you begin to know Jesus. You're willing to let go of your pride, everything, your ego, everything you are, you're willing to lay it at the feet of Jesus because you want this Jesus. Because you not just that you want him, because you need him. come to that realization for the first time in your life. Wow. I can make it to heaven? Yeah. Do you know him? Because you know him, you come to know what he has done. You will be saved. Because when you know Jesus, your life is transformed. You become this new creation. You no longer return to your wrongs like dogs do. I'm just thinking how I want to say this to you guys. I do want to ask you, where's your heart right now? Do you understand what I'm saying? Because the truth is, you got to come and talk to me. You got to come and ask questions. I want you to question me. I want you to be like, see, I do not agree with you, or I agree. I want to know. I don't want you guys to live mindlessly at the, I don't know, see what I gave you on, doesn't no. I want you to come and question me and be like, man, see, but in the Bible, this is what it says. It doesn't say what you just said. I want to have these conversations with you guys because I want our church to be like, right? Man, we want to do things right. Everything we do, we want God to be pleased with us. Right? We're not here to mindlessly worship where for what? We don't know what we're working towards, right? But it says here in the Word of God, we are working towards this one thing. For this one thing. And this one thing that we have found that is good, that is true, is Jesus. Are you here today for Jesus? Are you just here to be here? Or do you need a Savior? Do you need a Savior each and every day of your life? Because I know I do. I need Him. Every day. Every day. I need Jesus when my friends become my enemies. When my wife turns into a stranger. When my brothers turn into the ones who wants to kill me. I need Jesus. Because without Jesus, I don't know how to love them. The choice is that you both prove to me what you want to do. That you prove the people that I love. So church, I want to ask us this. That they do not be pecado, we couldn't change. That it's all about Jesus. That we're going to choose to sit at His feet. That do not be your sight or His own. We're going to choose what is good. And what is good is to sit at His feet, is to learn from Him, right? And when we learn from Him, our life will begin to change and we begin to do things differently, right? All right, with the missions thing that we're doing, I don't think it's out of nowhere and we're doing missions, right? I think it's because we've been learning from Him for so long that we finally get it and we're like, God, yes, you want us to go out now. You don't want us to sit anymore. Because we've learned from Him. Right? So what we're doing here is active impulse. That no, we are doing this because we know, right? We've been sitting with Jesus. We've been learning from Him enough. And we're like, Jesus, this is what you want us to do. You want us to go out there and share your good news to those who don't know you. So this is what we want to do. So when you sit at the feet of Jesus, you begin to learn. For your feet I want you what He has in store for you. So church, my challenge for us today is, are you willing to lose everything for the sake of Jesus? Is he that important to you? That Yexus, you put or is he just maybe number one or number two in your list? And I'm all about it, Lord. Jesus cannot be number one on your list only. Right? Jesus, he has to be number one, number two, number three, number four, number five. Your number E, number O, number P, number P, number G, or he has to be everything in your life. Because if he is not everything, he's just number one. And when it comes to number two, what? Your family? You're going to do your best to lead your family the way you know how? It's not going to work. You're going to be the worst father, the worst mother ever if it's just on how you know how to do it. It's not going to work. But if you do it how God wants you to do it, blessings over blessings, right? So church, I want to challenge us with this today. And I pray for you guys. I love you guys. Your court of the law. And go, we talk to you, but right? Because it just kind of flows a little easier when I speak in English. But you know, I love you guys. We said something here. So they go to church at the moment, you know what? I want to sit with you because I don't need you, I don't need how, I said, make I have a right? I got look at you, but what about it? Like, y'all, you could represent it when you move on to go by the moment, show me like the man. Yeah, I don't know. Call on it when you call here, right? And we didn't need it, we see. And my parents at the church, they taught me. Right? Don't let me, guys, do not let me walk out of this door saying the wrong words. Right? Correct me right before we leave. Like, hey, you know, God, like, okay, that should, let me tell you a better way of saying it. I accept that. So I want to learn. Here's my parents. Every time we look at the thả, qua lo cái chị mình á, mình chỉ học được thả rồi, mình chỉ thấy. But why don't you answer me that? I don't know what you're saying. I was like, is it New Year, when I say night, ntseeg, right? Yeah. Ntseeg, right? Ntseeg. See, I still can say it. Ntseeg. Alright? Be fruitful. Ntseeg. Alright? Good thing we have, you know, the older ones here. Our parents, they don't even see it. They taught me that. I didn't know how to say it. I was like, when you talk with the law, right? Like, what is that? Listen, you know, they taught me, and I appreciate that, right? And then me and my wife, we always have this, like, some people have long and they don't cheat y'all, like, that's not right. I'm like, bad, mom, that on, right? That's how I call my dad. My dad always sides with her, man. I think I'm saying it right most of the time, right? My dad's like, yeah, y'all. I was like, are you sure? I don't know. But you guys are my family, and they have what you mean. I care about you guys. What I care most is that I'm about to Jesus. Know Jesus. Because he's the only thing that's important. And if he's not, if we don't know Jesus, we're just living our church life in vain. So yeah, make what you want to do. It means nothing. Let's go. So they can share.